So I did something foolish and walked out of Petsmart with 3 bettas. They were on sale because they just had too many, and so they were running a clearance, and I got all 3 of them for less than 20 bucks. So I already transferred 2 to cleaner water. I brought some dechlorinated water from home with a bit of salt in it, and so I am in the process of transferring them out into better water while I make my way home. I rode a bicycle here, and it's about a 30-minute one-way trip, so I wanted them to be as comfortable as possible in better water while making the trip. So yeah, I have one more here, and he's really pretty. I've never seen a black and yellow one before like this. I've seen the mustard ones, which are black body with yellow fins, but this is I think it's a koi. Yeah, it's like a koi that's black and yellow. It's pretty cool. And we got the other 2. This one's a female. Female veil tail. Love the colors on her. And this one is a dragon scale. Blue dragon scale. It's pretty feisty. So I'm gonna finish transferring them over, getting them comfortable, and then I had to run a few more errands before I had to go back home, so I'm gonna get the final guy in a bag full of clean water. Oh, it was a long journey, but I made it home. Now I'm gonna get some temporary situations set up for these guys. You gotta reroute some airlines so they get air. Alright, so I'm draining the 20-gallon down a bit so I could put in these breeder boxes inside. Not hanging on the outside, but on the inside, because I need the water in them to be warm up to 78, 80 degrees. And then I'll be putting the betta fish that I impulsively purchased into them. And they'll be just in quarantine for several weeks just to get them back up to health. They're never in the best conditions when they're at the PetSmart, and especially when the PetSmart is struggling to sell all these bettas. So who knows how long they've been in those cups. There aren't any dates on them, but I'm gonna fill these breeding boxes with some salt water, 1 teaspoon per gallon, and they're not going to be there's not going to be any flow. There won't be any exchange of water with the 20-gallon. They'll be isolated in just each in their own separate container, and I'll be doing regular water changes as well, and restoring the salts and everything, and really just nursing them all back to health. And while they're quarantining, I will get their more permanent homes set up. I'm still unsure where I'm going to put them, but I've been planning on clearing up some shelves over here to add more tanks anyway, so these guys are probably going to go in there. Alright, well, the 20-gallon's still draining. It's slow as heck. I'm going to at least get these bags floated. So here is the dragon scale, male dragon scale. I'm going to float them in here. You got the female half moon, I think. Yeah, female veil tail. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Female veil tail. And this guy looks amazing. It's a koi plakat. I think he's the biggest out of all of them. So they're just gonna float in here for a bit. And then in a few minutes, when the level is low enough so that I could hang these in there without them floating, actually, maybe I can do that now. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna get those in here floating. Let's see. The female in the middle. And the dragon scale. Alright, got it. Okay. Good. Alright, so Yeah. Temperature is not up yet, so I think I'm gonna let it drain down a bit more because this tank needs a water change anyway. So let that go for a bit. Sorry, it's just a bit of an OCD of mine. I just wanted to make sure that the water is all level. Yeah. That way I wouldn't have to adjust the little spacer thing down there. Yeah, they're mostly. Yeah, I'd say that's fine. Alright, tank's back to full. So now I'm gonna give it a few more minutes so that the water in the breeding box gets to the temperature of the water in the tank, and the water in the bag gets to the temperature of the breeder box. So it's like a little water inception thing, but I'm gonna give that about 10-20 minutes and then release the bettas into their quarantine containers. Alright, everything's up to temperature, so I've already removed the rubber bands from each of the bags, and I'm not going to worry about mixing the water that's in the bags into the quarantine containers because it's essentially the same water source. I use the water that's in the bags came from the same container of salt water that the breeder containers currently contain, so I'm just going to slowly release each one. This first one here is the dragon scale, male dragon scale. So there he goes. Looking good. I'm gonna put the top on so he doesn't jump out. And we got the second one here. This is the female veil tail something. My goodness, I don't know. One of those. I'm very bad with the betta types, but she is looking good as well, so I'm gonna dump her gently in this container, one-handed. Don't run away from me. Alright, there we go. Alright, she looks good. And the last guy, my favorite of the trio that I grabbed, it's like a black and yellow koi plakat with some blue on his finnage. It's amazing, beautiful. And he is gonna go in here. There we go. All three look pretty good so far. I'm gonna monitor their health over the next several days. I'm gonna feed them mostly bloodworms, which are high in protein and fats, just to get them super healthy. And I need to get bubblers for these set up also. So a disclaimer to don't do what I did and just impulsively purchase 3 bettas from a Petsmart unless you're an experienced betta keeper or just an experienced fish keeper in general, and you have the appropriate and necessary supplies to care for bettas, which they all require at least a 5-gallon tank each. 10 is better, but you can get away with a 5. They need to be completely cycled. They must have a filter and a bubbler. But yeah, don't just impulsively buy bettas like I did, unless you know what you're doing. Alright, so it's been about a day and I just wanted to show how different the female betta is. She's now a deep blue, almost kind of like the dragon scale. So another thing is when you pick up a betta from a pet store, especially if it's Petsmart where they're kind of unhappy and in less than ideal situations, the color that you see on the betta at the store is not necessarily going to be the same color you will see when you bring it home. You know, when I first brought her in, she was like a really pale color with blue fins. Well, turns out she's actually a deep turquoise color now that she's more comfortable, happy, fed. It's wild. This guy's about the same though. Maybe he's brightened up a bit. You can see I also added some brine shrimp in there for them. And this guy, he kind of lost some of his yellow. He actually looks less yellow in person than on the camera here, but those blues have really come in. He is amazing. I can't believe the colors on this guy. Pretty cool. So it's been about a week and all three of the bettas are looking very well. They've colored up quite a bit, especially the female here, which if you recall from earlier looked very, very pale, but now she's a beautiful, beautiful turquoise and yellow. Dragon Scale's doing really well too. Not much has changed with him. He kind of colored up almost immediately when I moved him to a new container. And the quick placat, wherever he is, somewhere at the top there, he's looking awesome as well. I've been doing changes every couple of days to the water and replenishing the salt in there. I'm going to keep them in here for another couple of weeks just to ensure that they're at full health. Feeding them high quality foods. I'm going to feed them some pellets. I am also up for naming suggestions for these three bettas, so if you have any ideas, let me know. I typically don't name my fish, only a select few, and usually the showpiece fish are the ones that I name, and since bettas tend to be the showpiece fishes, they deserve some names, so throw some in the comments. Let me know what you think I should name all three of these. But other than that, if you've gotten this far in the video, thank you so much, you're wonderful. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, you're wonderful as well. Current subscribers and future subscribers, you're all wonderful. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And other than that, have a great rest of your week. And take care.